Oh, for a living. Yeah, he almost had a vision. Hey everybody. I am driving back to school for my final semester of college. Last year was crazy. I'm making a whole video. I documented all of 2018 and it was like by far the craziest, most like tumultuous year ever in terms of terrible moments, in terms of like incredible opportunities. My career just took off halfway through, right during like the worst time. It's like super special year to me, and I have the whole thing on film. I'm gonna be making a really cool video about it, but I'm going back to finish. I took off last semester. I was working in New York City, so this is kind of crazy. I was ready to drop out, and now I am going back to school that I haven't been to in a year. This is a really different video for me because for the first time ever, I am making a video and some people are actually going to see it. I know I gained like 30 subscribers or something from doing the talk with my cousin Gina from Prank vs. Prank, and I got so much positive feedback. Like, thank you so much. I was so ready to get just like a bunch of hate and trolls and stuff, just because that's what I've always seen as a big part of YouTube, and there was literally like overwhelming good shit about me, so that was very nice. I appreciated that. If you want to get a peek into who I am, I really recommend checking out this video, right? The card popping up right there from last year. This was like very much kind of shows you a lot about who I am. It was like a down moment. I always find that documenting the like lower, kind of like depressing, tough moments in life are more interesting. I know a lot of people do like they're always like going like really happy and positive. But in this video, I wanted to talk about New Year's resolutions. In 2017, I sat down and wrote a bunch of like short-term goals and what I hope to do in 5 years and 10 years, but also by the end of the year. So I think it's time to look back at what I had planned to do and what I want to do in the future. How I can learn from what I've gleaned over the year. Before I get into it though, I just want to say I'm at like a point where like I do not have followers. So if you leave a comment, if you DM me on Instagram at Matt Solnick, I will see it and I will probably respond. And so if there are certain videos you want, if there are questions you have, I am extremely reachable right now since I have no audience. So take advantage of that. Resolution number 1. Now I've broken this up into actionable goals where there's like a specific thing you can do consistently. Like if you say, I want to be more fit, that's not actionable. If you say, I want to work out at least twice a week, that is something that like there's a clear way to accomplish and measure how you're doing in terms of achieving that goal. So I thought it was really important to have actionable goals. But I'm going to start with number 1, which is to be less of a perfectionist and pump out more videos. That's part of why I really have slacked in my uploading of YouTube videos over the past however long. I need the perfect moment and I need the perfect lighting, and doing what I'm doing now where I'm just recording on my phone in the moment, you know, no makeup on. I didn't have my stylist prepare me. You know, this is real Matt you're getting here. And I want to see how you guys resonate with that. Like, is this fine if I'm just telling you information and it's not looking super pretty and I've got my bags, you know, I'm human? This is not a good nose angle also. I'm really schnozzing it up here. So that's 1. Be less of a perfectionist in terms of uploading to my social media. I'm more consistent on Instagram, but I also want to ramp that up. So that is just as a concept, my goal for that. Now, how do I make that actionable? I want to be posting ideally 3 times a week on Instagram. Once a week, worst case scenario, if it's like a super busy week of tests or whatever. But I think it's so important. There's a moment in the interview with Gina where we were talking about, and it's hard to be a creator on a platform that values quantity so much, I think.
Yes.
Quality over quantity.
Yes, 100% quality over quantity.
Whatever I do, I need to do a good job with it. But I think it's just so important to focus on quantity for a little bit in terms of just getting stuff out there and making sure I'm constantly putting messages out and talking to you and stuff. Especially at this beginning point, like I have no fucking excuse. Get out there. So that is number 1. Yeah, wow. It's exciting, right? Let me tell you now, number 2. More scented candles. They're just nice. I want more of them in my life, you know? So I will buy a scented candle. Number 3, physical health, taking care of my body. Because I think last year in 2018, I did a really good job of getting my life together in terms of like my career. Totally focused on that. My emotional health, it was a roller coaster of a year. Huge ups and downs, from being like the happiest I've ever been, the most fulfilled I've ever been, and then like honestly I had the worst moment of my life. I was like kind of suicidal at points, but like, you know, I had to get my done. I had to keep on going. Started going to therapy, started telling people, being more open with how I was feeling. I'm not insecure about like saying I'm having tough times or anything, or being honest about how I'm feeling. I'm totally fine with that. So I took care of my emotional health, took care of my career, started really focusing on my social life, connecting with friends, maintaining those friendships. I neglected my physical health. I need to go to the gym, making it actionable here, at least 3 times a week. So I need to make sure I commit to it. I'm gonna get friends to go to the gym with me. I'm gonna make sure that I make this a fundamental piece of my life. You see old people, and the ones who like are still doing well and have their together when they're 90, a super important part of that is their physical, like they go to the gym all the time, whether it's just like going on a run or stretching and stuff. It's just such an important part of having a long, healthy life, is taking care of your physical health. And so I need to nail that now. Just thinking long term here, you know. Number 4 is to focus on hedonistic pleasures, as they say. Basically just having fun, because honestly, a lot of people, like when they're young, when they're in high school, early college and stuff, they go and they party all the time and they're smoking and drinking and not thinking long term and kind of just focusing on those short-term pleasures, hooking up with girls and all that stuff. I never really indulged like that. Basically throughout college, I'd go to parties like semi-regularly, but there'd be so many times where I'd just be locked in my room studying Premiere Pro and Photoshop and Lightroom and getting my skills up and pitching to clients and just trying to focus on my career. Like even in high school, I was like, I'm not gonna smoke weed. I wanna make sure my brain's intact. I was just so focused on trying to get ahead and establish success for my life early on. And I feel like I did a really good job on investing in the future. And I'm at a point where I'm really satisfied with where I am. I feel like I've accomplished a good amount. I'm proud of how far I've come, and it's time to it's my last semester of college. I want to enjoy it as much as I can, because this is the last time I'm going to experience, this specific thing in such a hyper social bubble of people my own age. It is a goal of mine to go and party and drink and go on dates and all that stuff. It is my work to go and fucking get lit, yeah, bruh. I don't want to David Dobrik it up too much. That might be weird, bringing a camera to parties, but I want to get some fun footage of these final days, Number 5, meditate daily. I took a meditation class senior year of high school, and I took one while I was in Florence last spring with this awesome teacher who is a beast. She taught my international criminal justice class, and she taught the meditation and mindfulness class, because she was a lawyer for the Dalai Lama. So she's got both worlds covered. She is what a awesome person. But meditation was so helpful, and I'm not one of those hippie crystal people at all. I think you need to really separate meditation, which has science behind it and is proven, or at least has significant evidence that it really has a positive benefit in your life in so many ways. But when I was meditating daily back in Florence, it really helped me just manage my emotions and feel more peaceful, which is a goal of mine. So I need to meditating daily, really, really, really important, I think. Even if that's just taking a moment out of your day to just take a breath and think about how you're feeling, if not a full-on meditation session of 10 or 20 minutes to stay mindful and to check in with myself, my good ass self, Highly recommend that if you haven't tried it. Okay, number 6. I also want to play music at least once every 2 weeks, sing and play guitar. That's how I got into video editing, actually. I'd film little things of me singing to a camera and edit between 2 shots. Anyway, I didn't really go over my goals from last year. I think I'll make a separate video about that. But make sure if there are certain videos you want, let me know in the comments. I am looking at the road right now, as I should. Make sure, really check out my Instagram, because that is where I post more consistently, especially with stories. I'm always posting on there. And you can see what's going on in my life as it happens. The YouTube's gonna be a little bit more delayed, but hopefully I'll be posting way more consistently, as is my goal. But comment down, let me know what you want to see, if there's certain videos, questions, whatever. I'll see all the comments. Like, subscribe, all that usual, and I will see you next time.